Hi, my name is Leah. I have been attending Faith Assembly of God since I have been 12 years old. At the age of 14, somebody invited me to youth group. Pastor Jason was our youth pastor, and I started to get really, really involved in the church, and I loved it. I found a family here. It was wonderful, but I come from a background of a broken home. I have a father that is an alcoholic, so he was not really there for me physically and emotionally. So as a young child and even as a teen, I really struggled with my worth. During those years, I really loved the Lord. I loved pursuing the Lord and wanted to please the Lord, but I had this issue with wanting to find my worth in men. Which led me down some pretty bad paths. I got married young, at the age of 21, and things were great, but there was a fallout that happened at a church that we went to, and things started to go downhill after 5 years of marriage. My husband at the time decided that he wanted a divorce, and that really crumbled my world. So again, I was stuck with the reality of I'm just not enough. I went through this season of rebellion. I just felt like I had this right to just do whatever I wanted. So on the weekends, I started clubbing, I started partying, and I started to hook up with this guy. And at that time, I was so broken, I was so lonely, I was so desperate to be loved, that I just settled. I ended up moving in with Matt, and then I find out that he has a drug problem. I had no clue. I was very naive. I felt like I was repeating patterns in my own family that I never wanted to become. And I said out loud to myself, I think I'm depressed. And I had never said those words before. I have always been somebody that is bubbly and friendly, and later on realizing I had high functioning depression. So I was able to hide it pretty well. But in my own home, it was like a war zone. There were times where I didn't want to get out of bed. I honestly got to the point where I thought, while I was driving, if I just pull over into the other lane, will anybody even care? Will it even matter if I'm gone? And the Lord just reminded me in that time the story of the little girl in the New Testament who her parents said, she's dead, and Jesus said she's only sleeping. Jesus said, that's you. You think that you're dead. You think that this is hopeless, that there's nothing more for you, but I see you. I see the life in you, and I will redeem you as I have before. So through this time, I started finding my worth in Jesus, and in a way that I never had before. I didn't realize that the Lord was working on Matt as well, and ended up freeing him from addiction, and the Lord ended up bringing us back together. We ended up getting married, and now we have our third baby on the way. We have a little girl. And so the Lord has just brought so many broken pieces from my own life, from my husband's life, and brought us together and made us stronger. And this is the strongest that we've ever been. And it's just amazing to be able to look back and see how, through the shame, through the loneliness, the unworthiness, the brokenness, the heartache, how the Lord has never left me, never forsaken me. I can look back and say that He has brought me this far. Why would He leave me now? And He says that I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I can say that. I can look back and say, my goodness, like through everything, He has been there. I know what it's like to feel ashamed. I know what it's like to feel like your life can never be put back together. But it can be. It can. that is only found through Jesus. That's it. You will not find it through a man, through a woman, through an addiction, through your own pride. You will not find it anywhere else except through Jesus Christ.